Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the official launch of Ryde Go. Just some housekeeping. We've got water available on the outside as well as juice, so please feel free to refresh. Rum punch, I'm hearing. Please feel free to refresh yourselves. In terms of the restrooms, they're just on the outside. The gentleman restroom is to the right, the female is to the left. Okay. Before we begin today's proceedings, I would like to invite all of you to stand so we can invite the Lord's presence. Dear God, as we launch Ryde, we seek your guidance and blessings. May this service bring safety, comfort, and connection to all who use it and all those employed in its service. Help Ryde serve the community with integrity and compassion, fostering trust and reliability in every ride. May the efforts of Junior George and his team be fruitful and filled with success. In Jesus Christ's most holy name we pray. Amen. Please be seated. Honorable Ron Redhead, Member of Parliament, Ms. Rolanda McQueen, General Manager, Mount Pure Grenada, Mr. Simon Green, General Manager, Grenada Distillers Limited, Mr. Junior George, owner, founder of Ride Along Network and Tours, members of the media tuned in via MTV, the Ride Along Network, Party Grenada, and TNR.com, welcome. I want to welcome you to the official launch of Ryde Go. Interesting initiative, an initiative needed in Grenada. Definitely, we saw the insurgence of people from, I would want to say, the biggest carnival and the best carnival we've had ever. So we definitely know that this initiative is timely, and I'm so happy to be part of the Ride Along family and to see Junior George and his team bring this initiative to fruition. I'd like to begin by, of course, inviting our first speaker, and that's the Honorable Ron Redhead, Member of Parliament, who will chat on digitalization of the transport service and modernization of the sector. Honorable Ron Redhead.
Thank you, Mr. Sital. Let me begin by first recognizing members of the head table. Manager for Mount Pure, Ms. Rolanda McQueen, I almost said honorable. Mr. Green, my good brother. We have been hiking. We've not been hiking a long time, but yeah, we've been hiking. Good morning, everyone. Indeed, it is a pleasure to congratulate the team at Ryde Go, and in particular to congratulate Junior George. Now, one of the important initiatives in business that any business leader has to take is this question of the risk. Many of you would know and appreciate that a risk would either have a negative or a positive outcome. And if I am to gauge Junior, I think he's a man who takes risk, and often he gets through, and they have a very positive outcome. So at the very beginning, I want to congratulate him and wish him all the very best in his success. Very briefly, I want to speak to you about the need to modernize and digitize the transport sector in Grenada. The government of Grenada has since launched the Transport Commission. This is geared towards organizing both public and private transport services. It is needed because far too often, as we grow, there is always the difficulty as to how do we plan when we grow. When we grow, and if we don't plan, the outcome is always dire. It's either the road is too small, either we might put a bus stop where we don't need one, or in some instances, you just can't get public transportation when it is required. And so this is critical. But from a policy standpoint comes the very initiatives like RideGo that can help to revolutionize it. The government role is to facilitate and create the enabling environment for businesses to thrive. And this is the goal and objective. And so this morning, in particular, I want to say that we support this business. As mentioned earlier on by Mr. Sital, it has the ability to be able to connect connect people who require public transport at any given time. And it also has the ability, in speaking with Junior, to be used as what we call cash apps. And so that is going to augur well. As you know, globally, there are various policies that are impacting how monies are transferred between countries. And therefore, with the advent of this app being introduced in a serious way in Grenada, it has the potential to be able to bridge some of those gaps. And so, in particular, the digitization of the public transport sector is where we need to go. The challenge is that workers are finishing, let's say, around 9 o'clock, and then they can't get transport to return home. That's a problem, particularly females. And so while the government has to do what it has to do in terms of amending laws or maybe even passing new laws and legislation to be able to see how we could broaden that, there is the initiative of the private sector. And so Junior's initiative speaks well to this. It is also going to help particularly the people at the rural side of Grenada, St. Patrick, St. Andrew, St. John, St. Mark. It is critical because their safety is paramount, one, particularly among women, and two, many of us know once we're in the terminal, you can't get a bus at a given time. We must be honest. By 7:30, 8 o'clock, the terminal either locked down, generally, and you can't move from St. George's to the northern parishes. And so this app has the potential to be able to fix that. And in fixing it, there might be some gray areas. What I would encourage all of us here and those who are listening online to do is to observe it and certainly be able to share that information back to the developers and the managers of RideGo. It's critical we do so because we need to help one another. The government is currently piloting, for example, a school bus system. It is not meant to fix the current issues that we have now for now. It is meant to be a pilot so that we could test to see where the gray areas are. So we must understand the difference. So even while this app is being launched now and will be implemented, there will be some gray areas that we would have to fix. But by and large, I want to make it absolutely clear that this is something we support. I have downloaded the app. I hope I was one of the first customers to download the app because I saw it as something very exciting. And I look forward to seeing how we'd implement it and how we'll continue to go forward. So I just want to wish the team, Junior, and all the other sponsors and people supporting this initiative all the very best and 100% success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Ron Redhead. I'd now like to invite Mr. Simon Green. He's the General Manager of the Grenada Distillers Limited, and he's going to talk about the collaboration with RideGo. Mr. Green?
Thank you very much, Kirk. Following the protocol already established, I would like to say it's a pleasure to be here in very prestigious or esteemed company of both my fellow folks in the private sector and those folks who I call serial entrepreneurs, those folks who have a thirst for growth, development, and a passion to see this country move from where it is to where it has the potential to be. And in the capacity as the GM of a company steeped in tradition of making what we classify as one of the world's oldest heritage products, rum, that has been pretty much an emblem of Caribbean identity. For me, I feel quite honored to be a part of a new threshold, a new birth of new ideas to help us to ensure that we can have a safe and secure society, a responsible one, where people can actually go out more, enjoy more of our products, and feel secured enough that they don't have to risk themselves and the lives of others driving home if they feel a little bit intoxicated after such consumptions. As we all know, we are a festive people. In every event that we do, whether it's our carnivals, the Maroons in Carriacou and the boat launches and parties and what have you. A little spirits, or a lot sometimes, is a part of the experience. And we, as companies involved in the business, we always encourage our customers in particular to use our products responsibly. But unfortunately, there are accidents that sometimes occur because some of that information is not heeded. And some of it is also linked to the actual need to ensure that people have good and safe transportation to go out and enjoy the things that is a part of our society. Grenada is a small place. We have a lot of vehicles, but we don't have a, and that is where this new initiative by Junior and Company, Go Ride, or Ride Go, sorry, comes in to be a great response to that need. And I believe that has to be applauded. Please join me. You know, in a world where sometimes we can sit back and be pessimistic about the problems that we have, the first step in at least attempting a solution is, in fact, the most difficult one. And that is why we have to support initiatives like that. Too often in our society, we hear new ideas or we see new ideas that could benefit us. But as opposed to rallying and coming on board, we sit back and sometimes in the back of our mind, we say, oh gosh, that will fail, that won't work. We get pessimistic. I certainly hope that this is going to change in our society. We're going to revolutionize the way in which we support our local entrepreneurs to develop great ideas to resolve existing problems. Too much time we think and we talk and we meet and we plan, but we don't take the action. Junior, this is action, and I applaud you for this. And you have the full support of the management and the team at Grenada Distillers Limited to ensure that this initiative is successful. And we thank you for this, and I'm sure Grenada will thank you for this eventually. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Green. I'd now like to invite another company who has thrown its support behind Ride Go. And I'd like to invite the General Manager of Mount Pure Grenada, Miss Rolanda McQueen, to make some remarks. Miss McQueen?
Good afternoon, everyone. Is this better? First and foremost, I would like to extend a huge thank you to Junior George for bringing us all together for the opening of Ride Go. I am thrilled to be here and appreciate the opportunity to collaborate with everyone. Collaboration is indeed the key to success, and I am excited to see that we can achieve together what we can achieve together. Mr. George, I'd like to extend my sincerest gratitude for investing in your country and its people through Right Go. Your initiative is truly commendable, and it takes courage to take such steps. I am particularly impressed that you have included women in your planning, recognizing their importance as users of your service. Montpure is honored to be a part of your plan, and we are thrilled to be partnering with you. We are excited about the potential of our collaboration and look forward to working together to bring value to our community. Let's ride to a brighter future. With the support of Montpure, I am excited to invite the public to download the RideGo app and join our journey. Together, we will make a difference and create better community for all. Download the RideGo app now and let's go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss McQueen. And I'd now like to invite Junior George, he's the founder of Ride Excursion and Tours, to unveil the Ride Go platform, the vision, the features, and the impact of this new initiative. Mr. George.
Okay. Is this mic working? Check. I'm gonna check this mic first because I like to be up close. Yeah. Check, check. 1, 2. You get it into your system? All right. Okay, guys. So welcome everyone that's here today. Let me take this time to reintroduce myself. Oh, first, let me say before I get on, I'm so excited to talk about this. I forgot my esteemed head table here. I'd like to thank, the protocol already established, but I'd like to sincerely thank Honorable Ron Redhead for his support thus far. Really appreciate you. Miss Rolanda McQueen, I met Miss McQueen at some gathering, and immediately we started to talk about it, and she gravitated to the idea immediately. So thank you so much for your trust and encouragement and your support, tremendous support over the years. Not only in this endeavor, Ms. McQueen has always been there to support our venture. We thank you so much. I'd like to thank Mr. Simon Green from Clark's Court, Grenada Distillers. Mr. Simon Green has been with us doing so many projects, ever since we launched the e-bike excursion tour. Mr. Simon Green has always been there riding with us. So, Mr. Simon Green, thank you so much, and the team at the Grenada Distillers Limited. Also, I would like to thank and big up the taxi associations that are here today. We have the National Taxi Association here. Thank you so much. We did also invite, and I believe some members from the Grenada Hotel Taxi Association as well. We invited quite a few number of taxi association because this is more than just a launch with me speaking. I want an opportunity to engage. And I know there have been a lot of questions about this app, and I would like to take this opportunity today to answer all the questions and address the many issues about our endeavor. Now, let me take this time also to reintroduce myself. A lot of you guys probably know me from Ride Along, a program. And funny enough, Ride Along started, the first program I had was with Mr. Kirk Sitahal. That was the first Ride Along. So you see, it comes on full circle. Thank you so much, Kirk. So before Ride Along started, years before Ride Along started, I had this idea of Ride. So people think that Ride Along was birthed from Ride Ride Along, but it was actually the other way around. I always had this ride idea in my mind years before. So I had this idea to produce an app, and it was not until 2011 I think Uber came out with a similar app, and I'm like, damn, I had something close to that. So I decided that I would partner with Uber. Essentially, I became a driver with Uber. Within a very short space of time, I became one of the top drivers in New York City. So Uber wanted to award me or present me with an award for being the highest rated driver. At that time, I was making the most money in the system, and I was one of the better drivers in the system. So they called me into the office and they said, you know what, let's feature you in our magazine. So I went to the Uber office, they took pictures, they interviewed me. And during the process of interviewing me for the magazine, I asked them, I said, so I'm the best, right? You know, Grenadian cockiness, I'm the best. So you're the best. So I said, what happens when people are not as good as me? What do you do with them? They said, well, they get deactivated and then they can't work anymore. So I said, well, that's not nice. So I said, I have an idea. I have a concept in mind that could help solve that problem. So I said, where do you send them to right now? They told me that they send them to a program called, I think, Master Cabby class or whatever. So I went ahead and I took the Master Cabby class, and the Master Cabby class did not do justice for drivers. So I went back to management of Uber and I said, listen, I have a curriculum that is surely going to work to help drivers get as good as me. Long story short, within a matter of days after I presented the proposal, went in, jacket and tie and Grenadian cockiness, and I presented the idea to the management at Uber. They accepted the offer to allow me to teach all the New York City drivers. So I became the first and only provider of instructional teaching for Uber drivers. I started the first class I remember having, I had about 90 students. And everybody stood up and I was giving them the information. And everyone came in very upset because they were deactivated. And nobody knew why they were deactivated. So I had to explain to them why they were deactivated and why they need to pay money to take this class. They wasn't very happy coming in. But by the time they left, they was very, very happy because I gave them the knowledge that I had. Remember, I'm the best. I was the best at the time. So I gave them all the information. And it worked out that for 6 years onwards, I presented that class to all Uber drivers in New York City until I was then given the contract to do New Jersey. So I was doing New York and New Jersey. Now, that's a part of me a lot of people don't know because they think I'm just television. But no, I've been very instrumental in information gathering and providing drivers with service like such. Also, surveys that was done to improve the standard of the mobile app. Another thing quickly before I go on with the presentation, that people don't know, is that my background is in technology. So I went to school for computer programming. I do a bit of app development, web development. That is my background. So besides television, that's what I do. All right? So that's a little bit about me. So let's get on to the real question a lot of people is asking. What is RideGo? What is RideGo? Well, essentially, RideGo, for those of you watching online and those of you guys are here, RideGo is a RideShare app. Simply put, is a technology that was created for drivers to connect with passengers, right? The technology. So it's a RideShare app, essentially. Now, it used technology, modern technology, which is in your cell phone at the moment. So a customer having a cell phone have all the current technology at the moment to connect to a driver that have the reciprocal part of this particular app. So it includes two apps. So two apps was constructed. The customer app, which I hope some of you guys or everyone have it in their phone already. The customer app, if you don't already have it in your device, we urge you to download it because at some point in time you're going to need it. And the driver app, already we have a number of drivers in the system. Taxi Association is a part of it. Some taxi association already signed on. In fact, I was looking through my roster and we have over 385 drivers who are waiting to be added to the system. So far, we approved about 75 or so. So that's our roster of drivers. So we have the customer looking to connect to a ride to go from point A to point B. So they would get on their app with the customer app and they would request. So they would say, I am at point A and I want to go to point B. And the reciprocated version of the app, which is the driver app, the driver receives that information. It pops up on their phone and says, customer A is here and they want to go to the airport or where have you. The driver then proceeds, drive to the customer location, pick the customer up, and take the customer anywhere they want to go. So it's no longer where you have to sit at the stand, or you could sit at a particular location, but wherever you are, the taxi will find you. I know there are a lot of questions as to how the app know where I'm at. That's the use of technology on your cell phone. We're able to figure out that already. So we talk about the connectivity of the app. Now, the drivers in the app, they are carefully vetted drivers. And any one of the drivers that you speak to that's already approved in the app, they will tell you that they went through a process of uploading their data, uploading their information. Not everybody gets approved. A lot of people uh, well, not thrown off, but disapprove, or so a lot of people don't get approved into the system. And also, once you approve with your document, you have to verify. We have to verify that document. Once that is done, then you approve and you're ready to drive. So the vetting process, one thing that we consider to be one of our high standard and to maintain quality is that we use a two-way rating system. So the customer gets to rate the driver and the driver gets to rate the customer. And that, I think, is a way that we keep a standard. So if, for example, if the customer has a problem with certain drivers and they give the driver consistent low rating, it will drive down his overall rating, which is going to trigger something at our back end, and we will assess that driver and see if that driver needs to be taken off the system or taken or spoken to, whatever the case is, we'll do that. At the same time, customers also get rated. So if there are customers who are bad behaved and they do all sorts of things in your car, the driver could also rate that customer. And over time, customers could be taken off the system as well. So it's a way to keep good quality on both ends. The goal is to build an app where it would answer not just the modernization, but also the security of both customer and driver, right? So let's talk about the key features of the app from a customer perspective. Customers have the ability to book a ride from anywhere in Grenada, right? And we are attempting to have a driver 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes away from you. So every time you turn on the app and you make a request, we want to ensure that there's a car 5 to 15 minutes away from you. Customers can choose from a list of cars available. We have the Ryde S, we have the Lux, we have the buses, we have the cargo. And these are different level of vehicles that you could request. Customer could also take advantage of what we call the cashless system, right? So we have two options of payment which is already embedded in the app. One is your credit card. Two is your digital wallet, which I'll speak about in more detail shortly. Customers, for safety, could share their location. Oftentimes, customers might feel late night, they might feel like they need someone else to trail them or know where they are. Customers could share their current location to a friend or family. Customers of the Ride Go app could also choose if they want to have a male or a female driver. And that we think is important. So we have onboarded and promoted to have a lot of female drivers on board. And I think that is coming through well. We do have a few female drivers that's already approved in our system. Customers can also rest assured that drivers are properly vetted, licensed, and they go through a rigorous process. I spoke about the gender. In addition, customers could also choose or also benefit from the fact that we do have an SOS, a list of SOS that they could basically click to get quick and fast, efficient service. Like we have a 24-hour call system. They could call police or fire just by one tap in the app, and that speaks to safety. As it relates to drivers could benefit from the cashless system, cashless payment system. Trips are requested through the app. Drivers get alert. So some drivers might sit in the living room or in their house or just chill for a bit, and they will get a request, right? That's perfectly okay. Drivers could go online at any time. So they have been concerned. So what if I want to chill. Or what if I don't want to work today? That's fine. You could go online at any point in time, whether you want to work nights or evening, whether you want to go online in the daytime, whatever. Just turn your app on. If you have something personal and private to do, go offline. Very easy. Drivers can manage various vehicles, meaning that you could have two different vehicles. That's approved in the app. You could switch between either vehicle if you want to drive. As I said earlier, drivers could rate passengers as well as passengers could rate drivers. Drivers also have the ability to take advantage of the SOS. They could make calls in case that they don't feel safe themselves. There's an option in the app that offers or gives the customers the ability to tip the drivers, right? That's also available in the app. And drivers get 100% of that tip. We don't touch it. You could also look at every single receipt. You could go back and look at trips that you've done. So it's a seamless process. Payments are done straight into your bank account from our platform. I think it's also important to note that one of the things that we're working on is to have a Ryde black car service or system, whereby drivers, and this worked well when it was in Uber. This worked well because sometimes drivers might get sick or you might have a broken windscreen. We want to be able to assist drivers that can't work for 2 weeks or has an issue that we may need to help. So we'll be introducing something called the Ryde Black Car Fund, RBCF. More on that a little bit later. Key features of the app. We have, you could request, of course, a tuk-tuk, which brings in our other products into it. A tuk-tuk is also available on the app. You can request a taxi locally, or when I say locally, within your parish, or island-wide, right? Also, for those of you watching online outside of Grenada, it's very easy to request a taxi for a family member, even if you're not in the country. So you might be in the United States, and you want to call a taxi for your mother or your sister or your brother. You could ping the location and get a taxi to pick them up at that location and take them wherever they would like to go. Ride bidding, and that is something that I love, right? You know, all of us like deal. We love deal. I want a deal. Ride bidding is that particular option on the app that gives you the ability to bid down a price. Say, for instance, you want to go to Grandad's, and the price to go to Grandad's is $65. You now have an ability to make a bid. Say, Lord have mercy, I only have $50. You could make a bid for $50 and send through the request. If the driver accepts it, you just got a deal. If not, you're probably going to go increase that bid again. So ride bidding is inside of the app, and that is one of the cost-cutting measure. Another cost-cutting measure on the app is what we call pool. We all understand this. I spoke to the Grenada Taxi Commission, and they said that that's one of the problems. We all know this, the congestion and the pollution. It is a problem. So if more people get off the road with their personal cars and they combine where you have three or four individuals coming into town in the same direction, get in the same car, that will cut down their cost. And they could always rest assured that a car will be available for them. So the ride pool is available, and we urge everyone to use it. We also implementing the car rental, and that's another thing. I have to speak about it on a fully in a different panel. Ride car rental is on the app, is in app, and it just gives people who have car rental could also be a part of the platform just to accept car rentals. Fast pickup, easy booking through the app, and optimized route reduction reduces congestion. I want to spend some time specifically to speak about the wallet, because let me tell you something. Wallet has a special place in my heart. Ride Digital Wallet is one of the big thing that you're going to be hearing a lot more about in the coming weeks. One, it's a digital wallet, which means some folks might say, you know what, I don't want to put my credit card on file. Instead, I want to pay for a ride with my digital wallet. I want to pay for the ride without putting my credit card on there. That's where the Ryde digital wallet comes in. And you could do that in multiple ways. One is a top-up service. So once you come in, you could come into a kiosk inside the Esplanade Mall and say, listen, I want to put $100 into my wallet. We'll transfer that money into your wallet. Not only that, you may have a friend who needs some money in their wallet. You could send money or digital top-up to a friend, right? You could also transfer cash from your credit card into your digital wallet. And that's how you could afford Ryde. So if you don't, or you don't feel comfortable with putting your card, the digital wallet. But most importantly, and that's something that we're working on futuristically, we are looking to partner with merchants to answer the question of easy transfer of cash. I believe Honorable Ron Redhead spoke about it earlier, and that's a significant problem. We want the Ryde wallet to be practical in its use. Say, for instance, we have Sol Gas here, folks from Sol. We have, of course, Mont Pure. And we've been speaking with a lot of our key partners. Now, digital wallet would be used to, or think about this, digital wallet being used to buy gas. Going into the gas station, you may not have cash, but you have money in your digital wallet. The idea is, futuristically, within the next couple months, you will be able to pay for practical services with your digital wallet. And we're working with grocery stores, gas stations, tire shops, event promoters, you name it. Digital wallet is going to be the practical way of transfer of money. And it only takes 1 second to transfer. Once you find the customer or the merchant, in 1 second, the money is in their wallet. And that money then could be deposited back into their account. It's quick, easy, fast, and seamless. Digital wallet is going to be a big thing. Now, your credit or your money in your account, it never expires. That would be silly if it did, right? It can't expire. It's your money. So it never expires. And the future is to really enhance on the use of digital wallet. And we believe that the future for digital wallet is bright. And two, the final thing, you can never lose it. You can't lose your digital wallet, like how you might lose your wallet in your pocket. So your cash is always safe. Let's talk about the economic and social benefits of Ryde. We believe that this product would significantly increase job creation, increase job creation and circulation of cash. We believe that drivers who are taxi, and I want to speak to my taxi friends, folks who drive taxi. I've been approached by a lot of taxi association, and they're saying, but what are you trying to do? You're trying to take our business. And I just want to address this right now. This is absolutely not what we are here to do. We are here to give you our business. We have a global platform, and since we launched, we have currently 1,500 members on the app, and we just getting started. We ain't even start cooking with gas yet. We ain't even pressed the gas too much yet. 1,500 members. Now think about it. If we could, or when we will be able to directly send jobs your way, you would see a significant increase in the amount of jobs that you do. So for taximen who may sit on the taxi stand and they might get one job or they might get two jobs, think about getting 4 or 5 when we fully implement everything or fully start to step on the gas. So we're not taking away from taxi. We're here to work with taxi. We're here to increase your revenue. Now, some people said, and it was said to me as well, So why I have to give you a piece of what I get? Taxi man in Grenville told me that. And I'm like, well, I'm providing a significant marketing. We do all the marketing and we send traffic your way. Think about if I was at the top of the block and everyone that came, I said, go to this guy, go to this guy, go to this guy. It would be nice if you give me something for it. So essentially, we are creating a market of a huge global database and sending you jobs. And it will be a lot when we fully get started, and it would significantly increase your day to day. So for taxi men, we are not here to take your job. We are here to give you more, and we are here to work with you. Nightlife, it's a problem because think about it. If you cannot feel or you don't feel comfortable that you will get a taxi to get back or a transportation to get back home, you're going to stay home. Most people will not go out if they're not comfortable on how they will get back. Think about it. Mr. Simon Green spoke about it. You with a bunch of friends and you want to go out because you may think, hey, I want to have some fun, I want to drink. Friend don't let friends drink and drive. So go and have your fun. Leave the driving to us. Our drivers, and by the way, we have a zero tolerance for driving or our drivers driving at any point in time. So our drivers will ensure that you get to the party, back home from the party. If you, as a female, you might think, okay, well, I don't want a male driver, request a female driver. That's no problem. But the whole idea is to provide safety for our customers. And also, we're looking to expand into rural Grenada. I had a story. I went up to Union, Richmond, that's where I'm from. And I was speaking to a lady, elderly lady there, and she said, last night, I was so sick, I felt as if I was going to die. And she explained this to me, and I sat there and was like, wow. She said she called a friend who she knows is a taxi guy. She can't get him. She called another guy. She can't remember his number too well, but she called a number. She couldn't get nobody. She had to sit there because there was no bus. She couldn't get no one. So she stayed at home and she grind pain for the whole night. Now, this is for the person in the rural Grenada who wants to get a taxi or transportation at any given time. Just the other day, we had a situation where a family, individual, they called Ryde because a family member died in St. Patrick. I shared this on my Facebook page. And he was the driver right here. He was the driver right here. He picked up the call in Calavini. And it was 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I'm sure he was tired. Yeah, but he took the call. Ivan, right? Ivan, guys, book Ivan because Ivan, you could favorite your drivers. Ivan, every driver is great. Every driver is great. So let me not give Ivan extra plug. Every driver is great in the system. But Ivan picked up the call and he took that customer from Calavini up to Moncraven. About long ride because a family member died. And she was so happy because there was no bus. She could not have gotten there any other way. And that is the service that we're here to provide. So we're answering that question. Had it not been for Ivan, had it not been for Ryde, had it not been for the platform, who knows? And Ivan was able to get there before Lacroix, right? You got it? Ivan, I want to, that's the kind of loyalty we have in our drivers. And we have a chat group, so we're always communicating and talking to each other. So we have a brotherhood and a sisterhood within the app. So thank you, Ivan, and all our drivers for the commitment for everything that they do. So it's a needed service, and that's the question that we answer. Let's talk about the Ryde Corporate. I know I'm talking a lot, but I want to get you some of these pointers really quickly. We set up an option called Ryde Corporate. And the minister spoke about it a little bit earlier. We have a situation where, and a problem where, folks that work in the night shift, not having adequate means and ways to get home. With our Ryde corporate, we now could have the individual account set up, and with a corporate account, we could specify how much money goes into each individual wallet. It answers the question of trying to manage that process. And we manage that whole process. You don't even have to worry about it. The head of HR or whoever is in the head could always monitor it, but that question has already been answered. With our Ryde corporate, we'll take care of the heavy lifting and we'll allocate funds into specific accounts, and that account could be used to request a ride through the digital wallet. It's very powerful. So take advantage of that. Airports, hotels, anyone that have late night staff, right, could take advantage of that. Very, very powerful. Also, looking ahead, we will continue with innovation. I promise you guys, sometimes a lot of people doubt me. I very rarely doubt myself. Even if sometimes when I'm not feeling too good about it, I very rarely doubt myself. But rest assured that we will continue to innovate and invest in Grenada. Let me say this again. Yes, it's important. It's important. We will continue to innovate and invest in Grenada, just like my sister here, just like other returning nationals who came back here. Miss McQueen could have spent her money anywhere in the world. She decided to bring that back here. So I want to invite folks in the diaspora, Grenada needs you. And we need to answer that call. So we'll continue to invest right here in Grenada. Again, I spoke about our plans ahead is to establish the RBCF, which is the Ryde Black Car Fund, because we want to help the drivers. We don't want a driver to get sick and he can't work, right? And we have a system in where we could help drivers, so we'll provide assistance over a period of time if a driver gets sick, or if you have a broken windscreen that you need some immediate cash, we will assist drivers where that is concerned, because we care about our drivers. Let's talk about promotion. Businesses, event, you name it. We have a system in here which I specifically designed and I wanted to implement. Oftentimes you want to go somewhere. You want to go to a location or a business or an event, and you can't remember the address. How much time that happened? You guys can't remember. What's the address? Where is that? But with the Ryde Go ad space that scrolls at the bottom, once you click that ad, it basically fill in the location already. So it knows your current address, it fills in the destination, and all you got to do is click start the ride, and it calls a car. So forget about remembering address. We already can't remember phone numbers. Like I can't remember phone numbers. Now you don't have to remember address because all the address will be on there. So businesses, this is a great way to send traffic your way. For promoters that have events, that's a great way to target advertising or businesses your way. Push notification. We have a push notification where some of you guys get a promotion sometimes. It will pop up in your phone and tell you this company A is having this, or some of our push notification that tell the drivers Grand Anse is peaking or wherever, so you could dedicate some of the assets to that location. Our promise to continue to provide a safe, affordable, and dependable service. Maintain high quality and customer service. Respect our drivers. We need to continue to respect our drivers. And drivers, you have my commitment. I will always respect you. I would always listen. I would always take your pointers into consideration. And I would always take it to the next step and see how we could resolve an issue. Also, we need to respect our customers. We will not overcharge you. We will not inflate our rate because rain is falling and the demand is high, so you must pay more. We're not going to increase our rate when carnival time and we say, because it's a high peak time, we're going to try to make $1 million in that season. No, we'll respect our customers. And that's my promise to you. We will not take advantage of the trust that you put in us. We will respect authorities and the law. That is important. We will not do anything that goes adversely against the law of the land. We will respect authorities. And as I said earlier, we'll keep improving the brand. And we're also looking for future investments because we are looking at expansion. Already we're getting expansion calls from islands straight across the region. But I keep saying, Minister MP Ron, I keep saying, Grenada first, right? We had to do it here first. Jamaica is on the calendar. They've been calling. I do have a meeting set up this evening. But I said, Grenada first. We have to make sure that we solidify this in Grenada, and then we could talk about expansion. But we do accept and listen to any sort of partnership, future investment into the platform. Right. So we are at the point where I want to tell you guys really quickly, for those of you who are here, the app is available in all of the stores. One, you could download the app in the Google Store. You could download the app in the Apple iOS Store. Just search Ride Go. Just Ride Go. Easy like that. Initially, we spoke about Ride Diamond. Ride Diamond is a big company. Is the company that manage everything, the Ride Go, and there'll be some other advancements and other additions in the near future. So you search for Ride Go, right? Go to the App Store right now, search for Ride Go, okay? And for the drivers, if you want to get on board, you download the Ride Diamond app. Again, it's search in any one of the App Store. You download the app, you input all the requested information, and we will look into approving your account so you could get on the road as soon as possible. So far, we have been speaking again and meeting with the folks at SGU. We're meeting with so many partners. I had meetings straight through over the course of the week. Hence the reason why I'm still here. People say, well, Labor Day in New York, why are you here? I said, I gotta take care of this first. So we're here and we're engaging everyone, business owners and the works. I want to do a quick demonstration. This is going to be quick, guys. I promise you. Yeah. This is going to be quick. Unfortunately, the folks on the live will be able to see the demonstration. The projector just went off here, so folks here, you may have to follow along in your app. So let me just show the folks on the live, and some of you guys here could follow along with your app. So let me know, Mr. Visual. Okay, so this, guys, what you're seeing right here is the Ride Go app, right? It's a very simple UI, user interface. This is a customer app. You'll see the tuk-tuk, you see the taxi ride, the interparish, the taxi bidding, which I told you earlier. You could bid down, and don't take advantage of the drivers. If the trip is $65, don't go and try to bid $10. They most likely not going to take it. Right, Ian? Right. Ivan, they're not going to. Be considerate, right? So we have Ride Bidding Taxi Pool, which is it's good as well. Excellent for cost cutting and car rental. We're going to go very quickly. No, we've been here for quite a bit. So we're going to click on the taxi, and that is the most touched part of the app because a lot of people right now are looking for taxi. So we click on the taxi ride. The app already automatically knows where you are. Don't worry about it. The app would pick up your current location. All you need to put in is your destination. So say, for instance, you wanted to go to KFC on Granby Street. Anybody want KFC? All right, go KFC. Let's go KFC. KFC, right? So KFC on Granby Street, it pulls up and it tells you all the variety of options of vehicles that's available to take you there. Again, you have cost-cutting measures. And as you can see, guys, already on the app, those of you watching online, we have a car that is 5 minutes away. We have a bunch of cars right in the middle here. We have some luxury vehicles, six-seater Noahs, right in the general area here. We have some XL, which are a little further away. And we have some AC buses. We have AC buses as well. That is also in close proximity. A car is always 5 to 15 minutes away. So say, you know what? I want to get a S. I want to get a small car. It's only me alone. I go into KFC. All you do now, you click on Ride Now, and it finds you a driver. Now, your credit card or your wallet will already be on file. It's finding you a driver. And it will find you a driver. And I hope this driver is engaged, or probably he's probably here watching. Right? So it's still requesting the driver, searching for a driver. Now, the driver that it's looking for, or the driver that is going to get the ride, is the driver that is closest in proximity and available. So that driver is not available. Let me try. Let me try. See if a Lux is available. Who is online? Who got the call? So he got the call. Show them really quickly. So that's how the rider. So answer the trip. Answer the trip. So he accept the request, and instantly it shows that the driver, Ian Alexis, his picture is there. I could text him. I could say, "Hey Ian, I'm here. I want some KFC." So the texting is in-app. I could text him in-app, right? I could also call him in-app as well, meaning inside the app it provides that information for you. So just pull up to my location and do the next thing. So you accept? Oh yeah, you accept. Okay, you arrive. So he arrived at my location. And when he arrived at my location, he clicked arrive. So every step that Ivan made, the driver knows. So he told me that he's here, he arrived. Okay, cool. So when he arrived, we have something that verify and ensure you have the right customer. It's called the OTP. And you could see that on the live, the OTP is right above there. So I'm in my house and I see that the driver has arrived, and now I have to come outside in the car. So I came and I sat in the car. Do the next thing. Oh, my OTP. He has to verify this because he can't start the ride. You have to verify is the correct rider. 576220. Right. Right. So he has to he verify that, and he started the ride. Right. So he started the ride, and he's taking me to Granby. Anybody else want KFC? I'm gonna ask again. I'm going to KFC, Granby Street. So Ivan is taking me to KFC on Granby Street with a luxury vehicle. What kind of vehicle you have, Ivan? Toyota Noah, and it's clean, extra clean. He's taking me there, and he told me the total. He told me the process was on the card. It's going to take me 5 minutes to get there, and he's driving me there. It also shows the location. And this, I could send that location to a friend so they could track the trip. So we get to KFC, and I said, "Thank you, man. Appreciate it." I got out of the car, right? So he ended the trip. And every action that the driver take, it updates on the customer app. So he finished the ride because I'm there. I went to get my KFC, and he ended the ride, right? And I get to give Ivan a review. What review should I give Ivan? 1 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give him 5-star. Yeah. Great driver. So I gave him a rating, and I could also write a comment, a review. This review is very important. And as you can see as well, I could also make Ivan my favorite driver, and I submit that, and that's it. That's all. Ivan app goes back to accepting another ride, and I have this invoice of payment, and I got my KFC, and I'm good. It's that easy. Very, very easy. And thank you for accepting the ride, Ivan. You're good, right? The trip has ended. He rated me. I hope you give me a 5 star. It's very important to my rating. Don't give me 1 star, Ivan. Don't do it. So my rating is very important because I don't want sometimes drivers see bad rating and they don't want to pick you up. So it's important to keep a good rating as a customer, right? So he gave me a good rating. And that's how the process works. And that is how you do it with every ride. You click, you put in your destination, you get a driver. As easy as that. The ride is complete. Thank you so much. Also, I was speaking about the ad space at the bottom of your screen. You'll see the ad space. So, say I wanted to go to Montpure. I tapped on Montpure, and it automatically fill in the exact location of Montpure. All I got to do is right now, and it's gonna come pick me up and take me to Montpure location or whichever designation or location Montpure has that they want customers to come to. I know you have some spots, yes, some spots in Grenville that we'll be promoting as well. So that is it. This is how the app works. The wallet. I want you guys to go to the wallet and I have $27 in my wallet. I'm not doing too well. I got to fix that. I got to top up my wallet. So, guys, thank you so much. It was a pleasure sharing this app with you. And at this point in time, I will take some questions if you have any at this time. Absolutely. Thank you. All right. And anyone is free to stand up and ask their question.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to say good afternoon to our minister, Ron Redhead, and of course, Kirk, the panel, and also Junior. I just want to say congratulations. Um, Sitting here and I guess having that first-hand experience with you, you remind me like a black Syrian. You're dabbling in everything, which I appreciate, but I also have a few questions. Just
Yes.
listening to you, um, health for me is something that's very sacred. It's dear to my heart, and so like I hear we talk about KFC and getting easy access to KFC and that getting home from that nightlife. Um, how can we bridge the gap with healthcare? And just picture it for a moment, right? So we have a bunch of taxi guys,
Yes.
right, within certain areas. How can we have the registered nurses within that specific area so we can help alleviate that stress with the ambulance, because
Right.
we only have a certain amount of ambulance. So I'm thinking if somebody in Guave and they need to come down, how can we have a taxi man in Guave and then we have a registered nurse? So at least she understands the symptoms, at least she's taking notes, taking vitals on the way to the hospital, because I've seen so many cases, instances where persons, we drop them, we don't know what to do, and it could be something simple as turning them to the side. And because we, and I wouldn't say we don't have the knowledge, is because most of the times we're in shock.
Right.
And so I just wish I heard a little bit more about collaborating with the nurses and taximen within the areas so that we can help with emergency and also the hospital.
Right.
And you mentioned, you don't get me wrong, like I love the app. For me, one of the biggest thing for me in the app is the fact that I could bid, because I know of many taxi men who would work late and probably you're partying late. And the cool thing about the app is that you can actually bid and say $35 to go Molineux, and then there is this taxi guy who lives in Molineux, so it's like nothing to him. Like I'm on my way already, like how far could you live in Moline? So it's like a
Yeah.
$35 on my way home. Like for me, that is gas. I love that concept. But for me, I just want us to stress a little bit on healthcare. Um, yes, our doctors, our nurses, they're, for me, in my opinion, they're a bit strained in terms of the resources, and they're trying to make magic with whatever resources that they have. And we don't have a lot of ambulance.
Right.
So I feel like you should collaborate some way with the Ministry of Health, and also nurses, RNs who are able to maybe, who want that extra cash, because it doesn't necessarily have to be with the Ministry of Health. You could maybe create an avenue for them to earn extra cash, but with saving lives
Right.
at the, yeah. So
Well,
that's my big thing right now.
thank you so much for that input. I appreciate that. Can you hear me in the back there? Is this mic on? Because I pressed a button and I'm not sure if that button turns my mic on or off. Is my mic on back there? Okay. Again, I thank you for that question. We don't think that we are in any position to replace the great service of the men and women who work the ambulance service. But we do think that we could augment and help by the example that I gave earlier, where we have situations where we might be there quicker because we may have a driver that is from that village that could take that person from there to a nearby hospital or clinic. Hence the reason why we think that we go into the small villages and we're telling people, download the app. And somebody say, well, I never need a taxi. I may never need this. I may never use this. Yes, you will. There'll be instances where you might need this service. So it's important if you just have the app, then you don't have the app, and then you have a situation where you may need a car. Think about it. At every given time, there might be over 100 drivers that you have access to, right? And those, most times, those drivers might be 5 minutes away from you. So an ambulance might take whatever time it takes, and I'm not saying that the ambulance service don't do a great job in getting there on time, but we might be able to be there right when something needs to happen, and our drivers will be more than happy to do it. So I do think that we will and help augment that situation, but we cannot replace the ambulance services. And we do, in fact, look into work with the health, the Department of Health in any way possible. So if there is a proposal that they would like to look at in how we could use the app to help in healthcare, we are more than happy to engage in a conversation to make that happen. But thank you so much for your question. Any other question? Yes, the mic back here.
Thanks. Junior, your drivers, they are self-employed. Yeah.
Yes.
It's very important that they understand being self-employed, they have to put money aside for their cars. That when it goes wrong, because when they get the money, they can't take all of it. So they have to pay two people. Three people. They sell their car and NIS.
Yes.
Because if they're not well, NIS will look after them until they get back. And if you don't put money aside for the repairs of your car, you wouldn't be in business very long.
Yes, thank you so much, and that's important. And over time, what we'll do, because that's something that we work in New York with, in teaching financial literacy, especially amongst our drivers, because you are self-employed, you running a business, and you have to understand how business work. So over time, we will provide clinics that will help in business management, answering question, money management, and how they could manage their business to stay afloat and be successful. So that's something that I'll definitely take into consideration, and I will even look and see how we could do this, implement this probably even faster. So if there's businesses or people that would like to assist in that particular service, we welcome that as well. But thank you so much for that question. Any other? Yeah, the mic.
Do you think maybe if we speak, because these are
Your mic
businesses,
is off?
sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
these are businesses these young people are getting into. Is it a way maybe we could speak to the banks, because most of them would want that? I know when you're not fully employed, they do not want to give young people loans.
Right.
But it would be nice that I think it is such a good initiative if we could collaborate with maybe the development bank or one of the banks where these young men and them could go and get a loan to be able to have proper car, proper insurance, because I think it's such a brilliant idea.
Absolutely. 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 And thank you so much for that. Any other questions from, yes? I see the Taxi Association. I welcome any questions from them as well.
Okay, Junior. So I am currently on the live, and a lot of people have been asking a lot of questions.
Yes.
And so one of the questions they've been asking is, how do you vet your
Drivers.
drivers? Because a lot of people have been asking, like, do they like get like a criminal background check, especially like females night out? Sometimes we get a little tipsy, and
Yes.
we just want to
Absolutely.
make sure that we're safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, safety is one of our main pillars. Safety is our number one pillar. Vetting our drivers, and the drivers will tell you here. A lot of the drivers that are here are either part of a existing association, they're already taxi operators, and they have to submit their license, their registration, their license, their insurance. They have to submit to a full 360 of the vehicle, back, front, left, right. I don't think we had you guys take pictures from below the car, right? But that's another feature. You gotta see what under the hood looks. But no, we definitely vet, and then also we go back and we do our own check. There's even an option in the upload process where drivers need to upload their criminal background check. We give them 7 days to get that done and upload that into the system. And once that information is there, we go through and our where's Kay? Okay, she's outside. But Kay is one of our technical team that works around the clock, and she would approve. Yeah, she would approve a lot of the drivers, and so when you guys not getting approved and you message me on Facebook, it's actually Kay, right? So Kay, we have 300 and 400 remote drivers to put into the system. Right. So yeah, so the vetting process is very, very strong. That's why we have 380 plus drivers who are not even yet in the system, because it is a strenuous process to vet all the drivers. Rest assured that the drivers are fully insured, they're properly licensed, the vehicle have to meet a certain standard. Otherwise, they would not be in a system like Ride Diamond. All right.
Oh,
And
my last question.
Sure.
Again, I'm going off the live.
Yeah.
So you talked a lot about 5 stars, reviews, customer experience, driver experience. So how or what do you have in place to sort of bridge that gap? So like, if for example, if a driver has a 1 star experience, how can you get him to a 5 star? Like, is there something that a plan or a program you have in place, whether it be customer service? Because sometimes we lack customer service. Let me be
Absolutely.
real.
Yeah. You see this guy right here, Mr. Kirk Sitahal? He's a customer service expert. And this is a service I provided in New York, where I had the Project 5 Star, where customers was getting deactivated from Uber, and I was teaching them customer service to get them back. We intend to engage companies like Mr. Kirk Sitahal to provide engage his service. So if a driver is deactivated, the driver would have to go to some kind of remedial program in order to get back into the system. And that's the only way that it will be done. Because again, we want the best drivers on the road. We want a Grenadian friendly, nice atmosphere, customer service, and services like what Mr. Kirk Sitahal provide and others We believe that some drivers may have to go through this process to get revetted back into the system. Any other question? Yes, sure.
Thank you. So with regards to the app, I know, anytime you need a ride, you can always go book on, and like you said, 5 to 15 minutes.
Yes.
With regards to like the medical situations, if somebody knows they have an appointment the next day, could they do reservations?
Absolutely. Thanks for that question. You could schedule. Absolutely. You could schedule up to 7 days in the future, right? So you could go on the app and book a ride for tomorrow. And that is very easy. You just go into the front. It says book now or book later. You book later at the time. And at that time, the driver will pull up and take you to the destination.
And then say if it was like, ladies' night, you do ride but it's right to go back.
Right. So there's no reserving a ride. For sure that it was in the area. What you could do is favorite driver. There's an app there with favorite driver. So he first dibs with you. Yeah. But there is no business of um, pre-assigning jobs drivers because a driver might be further. So we want to give you the best accessibility where the driver is the closest driver gets the request. Sometimes he might be the closest driver. He might be half an hour away. We don't want to have you wait. Yeah. Any other question? Sure.
Hi, I'm sorry. Oh, hi, I'm sorry. I wanted to ask, so for instance, if you have an organization and maybe you would like your workers to be booked in to be taken over to work at a particular time, would you guys be able to do that? Maybe
Say it again. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
no, okay. So what I was asking is, if you have an organization and you would like to book for a ride for your staff to be taken somewhere. So let's say if you have like 10 staff members that needs to be at a certain location at a certain time, would that be possible?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You could get one of our ride buses. We have buses on the system. You could look at a variety because there are levels of vehicles. There are S vehicles, which is a small car, to 19 passenger bus. My friend here he has a 19 passenger bus, and he's on the system, right? So you want to go there, you want to go back. Remember, the system charges time and distance, so it depends on not by head. So not by head, it's just by time and distance. So you might be going to St. Patrick, right? The price might be different if you go into Grenville, right? But if you have a girls' night out, you need a bus. We have buses. We have Noahs, a lot of Noahs. We have SUVs. We have small cars. We have XL vehicles, all already on the app. And we even have, and this is something that we try to get more onboarded, cargo. So you go to the port and you have a barrel to clear. And that barrel, you need someone to take it out of the port. So we have cargo where we could have a cargo, someone registers as cargo to get that vehicle, to get that barrel to take to the destination. In the future, we're even looking at water taxi, but that's another conversation. But for now, we do have cargo. You could get your cargo taken out of the port. And we're asking for more drivers to onboard as cargo because we need more cargo on board. That's the only thing that we have a little deficit on. We engage in drivers who are cargo to get the app so that we could provide that more efficient service to our customers. Go ahead. Nice.
So, as your friend, right? I feel
Yes.
like I need to challenge you a little. So, we have a lot of similar apps currently in Grenada. What are the benefits for signing up with Ride Diamond? Because as a taxi person, like, let me be honest, we Grenadians were very loyal.
Right.
Loyalty is number one. It doesn't matter if you come in and tell me I get in an extra $5. I feel like if this person been with me for XYZ, then I should stick with them. So, like, what are the benefits of signing up with Ride compared to the other competitors out there?
Right. Good question. Um, but we don't, I don't think I'm competing with anyone. No, but seriously, we believe at the end of the day, it's not about brand loyalty. I think it's people are loyal to the pocket at the end of the day. Like if I could provide a better service that's closer, more efficient, cost effective, you're not going to say, okay, well, I'll use a service that's more expensive, less efficient, or further away from you. So people should have multiple apps on their phone. Test it. Like, see what my service has and see what other companies have. Compare it. At the end of the day, my prices might be better. It may not be. So I cannot tell anyone that they should be loyal to Ride and pay more because you're my friend. No. Have all the apps. Test all the apps. See what works best for you. And then you make a decision. So that's my answer to that question. People are loyal to their pocketbook. I don't think there's brand loyalty where that is concerned. Yeah. Yes.
One last more question.
Sure.
So for the SOS,
Yes.
I think that's a great platform because essentially the driver doesn't know who they're picking up, and the passenger doesn't know who's picking them up, right? So at the end of the day, if you feel uncomfortable, at least you know you have an outlet. However, with that being on the app, you know what I mean? What happens when a customer gets in the car and maybe they don't have credit and something might be off?
Right. Good question. An observation. Um, a lot of our drivers, and we're working to implement that throughout our system. Right. We are speaking with some of our telecommunication companies to see how we could afford mobile hotspots in some of, if not all, of our vehicles. It's important, right? So we're speaking right now with advanced conversation with at least one provider, and that might be sooner than later. We'll make that announcement that that data will be provided. But also, we do believe that a service like Ride is the most safest system that you could get on. For one, in our admin panel, we know which driver has which customer. We have that in our system. We know who connects with who. And that information, we have the database of all of our drivers. So we know our drivers. We know who they are. We know where they are. We know, I mean, not like we want to say we're keeping our tabs on our drivers, but if something were to happen, yeah, exactly, we have that information versus a system where you're out in the wilderness. You don't know. Nobody knows where you are. In a service like what we provide, we believe that that is the most safest way. Even for school kids, I tell families all the time, parents that have school kids that come in home late after school, this is the best service for them because the parents could check and see the car go into them, pick them up, drive them there. Anywhere they stop, the parent could monitor the app and see where the kids are at all time. So this service is a safe service, and we are appealing to schools, to teachers, and to parents to just have their kids download the app, put it on their phone. You may never know when they'll need it because we are saying that we are safe, we are affordable, and we are reliable. Any other question? All right. So if we don't have any further question, I saw MP Peter David, my good friend, just stepped in. Thank you so much for coming. Honorable Peter David had a previous engagement earlier, so that's why he's a little bit late. I appreciate 1, 2. Yeah. Sorry. What did I do? Yeah. 1, 2. Sorry. You hear me back there on the microphone? Right. So we appreciate Mr. Peter David for coming. So I guess we'll have Mr. Peter David address at this time. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Greetings to my friends, all of my friends at the head table and comrades here. Today is Saturday, the day, 2 days before school opens. So you know what we do on the weekends like this, us politicians who have to be with the kids. So sorry to be late, but we had a activity just up the road helping the kids with school books and a barber, have a barber there for the kids and somebody plaiting their hair. Lovely stuff. So I was there and I told Junior I'll try my best. So I had to go with my clothes for there and change on the way down for here. So sorry to be late, but I wouldn't miss it. Two things I want to say, and I'll be very brief. One, I want to compliment my dear friend for his efforts, and it's testimony to what can be done with people and comrades and sisters in the diaspora. You know, the other day I did a little 2-minute thing talking about that you know, we in Grenada see the diaspora sending long stuff, and many people here lived in the diaspora. But more than that, we want them to assist and invest in Grenada, and this is a form of investment that is taking place. And I want to compliment you and to say to everybody in the diaspora, you too can do it. You can take some of that wealth that you create in North America and bring it to Grenada to help develop our country. So I want to compliment you for that because it is important. And that brings me to the second issue, the issue of transportation. In fact, just yesterday I had a meeting with bus drivers. I always meet with them because I spend a large part of my life with bus drivers in several respects, and sometimes in the magistrate's court with tickets and all that. People who know me know I spend a lot of time there. And I was saying to the bus drivers, and I always say to them that transportation is a critical aspect of our development. Imagine, and I said this to bus drivers, and I'm going to talk about this. Imagine all the bus drivers on Monday morning sitting, not going anywhere. What happens to development? Nobody moves. The economy will crumble because transportation is an essential element in our development. I think we have to start looking down the road. I choose to make this comment here because we're dealing with an issue of moving people, that roads are becoming congested. You know, I say there will come a day when I will drive out of my house and just join a line that slowly moves to where I work, and everybody's going to join that line because it's going to be congested. And that brings me to the other point, that we need to develop mechanisms where I don't have to every day drive my car. You know, these days you have a house with a husband, a wife, and 3 children. The husband have a car, the wife have a car, the 3 children each have cars. And that is a challenge for our small society. You know, Bermuda only allows 1 car, at least, well, I remember, 1 car per household. Because Bermuda is small and they need to limit. So, brings me to the point here. Initiatives like these, if they are safe, as you indicate, if they are reliable, if they are able to provide the service that we want, the 5 people in the house can leave their car home and go to where they want by paying an amount that is reasonable. And that is why we need more initiatives like this, so that we can deal with the problem of transportation. And you know, again, I don't want to go on, but we just look at the issue of traffic. But do you know, if we calculated how many hours of productivity is lost every morning moving on our streets? I mean, you come down from Grenville and you hit Bolio and the traffic backs up until you get into St. George's. You lose, apart from losing sleep because you have to get up far earlier, you lose hours, productive hours. Look at Grand Nance. I mean, I tell people I can get to Grenville faster. Like it takes me from town to get to my where my kids live in Grand Nance. And that is a productivity issue. So, Julia, sorry for saying so much, but I want to congratulate you because the initiatives like these help us to solve problems like that. And that is a development issue, and that is why you are not only setting up a business, you are contributing to the development of the country, and hopefully more of our people will find ways to go on what I consider to be public transportation, meaning transportation that is not our cars. So leave the cars in the yard, and then the climate change people will tell you that less carbon dioxide going up in the air. There's a whole lot of benefit that comes from this kind of initiative, and that is a conversation I had yesterday with bus drivers. If they develop their industry, knowing the importance of it, we will have, and we'll do much better. So I ask for collaboration in all of us in dealing with the transportation problem. But to Junior, congratulations. I wish you well, and I hope one day I'll be able to pick up the phone and call and say, move me. I'm a friend of Junior, so give me a little lie. Just joking. Gentlemen, ladies, it was a pleasure to be here, and I congratulate all of you on this. Thank you. May God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Peter David, Member of Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of the official part of the Ride Go launch presentation. I want to remind you, if you're tuning in via MTV, Party Grenada, the Ride Along Network, TNR.com, go to your devices, download the app. It's free to download the app. Get familiar with the app. If you're here in attendance, we have the Ride Go ambassadors on the outside. They can help you with downloading the app as well. I want to say a special thank you to the Grenada Industrial Development Corporation, the Grenada Transport Commission, Honorable Peter David, MP, Honorable Ron Redhead, MP, Mr. Simon Green of the Grenada Distillers Limited, Ms. McQueen of Mount Pure Water, early adopters, pilot drivers. I want to thank you for putting your trust in Ride Go. And of course, we want to wish everybody every success, the drivers, the customers. This is something new. Please download and please explore. Thank you very much. Just one thing.
Let me also express thank you to Mr. Ken Lewis, who is in the United States right now watching. Ken helped me so much along the way, and I want to say thanks for everything. We had a video to play back of Mr. Ken Lewis, but unfortunately, technology failed us today. So I'll post the video on the page, but I want to say thanks to Mr. Ken Lewis for his assistance thus far. We appreciate you 100%, my brother. Thanks again. And for everyone who have questions, they could head outside, they get among pure water while they download the app and ask any questions you want. We're here to assist you. Also, let me just say this quickly again, giving a long speech. We are also working with Mount Pure to see how we could have Mount Pure water in every single vehicle. So when you get into the vehicle and you want some water, Mount Pure water in the ride. All right? Thanks again, guys. We appreciate you.